Hello everyone. Most of you know me on Facebook as Alexandria the Wolf. I am the head admin of the Therian Circle. Um, it's been a little while since we've made a video, but we had a requested topic for dealing with bullying in schools in relation to wearing tails. Um, I do know this is a big issue for many Therians still in high school and sometimes even in college, but for now, we're gonna focus on high school. Um, I guess Before we get started, I am going to apologize ahead of time. I don't make videos very often. I don't have a lot of experience with talking on camera. If I pause awkwardly like I just did, I apologize. And, the only way I'm going to get through this is through practice. But here goes anyways. When dealing with bullying in schools, one of the best things you can do upon deciding that you do want to wear a tail in school is talk to your school administration. What you're going to want to do is express to them that you wearing a tail isn't a matter of costume piece, which is usually the premises upon which they use to ban tails, but it's a spiritual practice for you, which you're legally allowed to do. Um, in doing this, you're not going to want to come off as just some kid who's trying to get away with doing something cool in school. You're really going to want to show them that you are mature and that you've done your research on the matter. Oftentimes, I find the best path to take with this is comparing it to other cultures that they already understand. Sometimes explaining Therianism in depth isn't going to really get you that far because it's not a topic that's broadly understood at this time. Um, Sometimes comparing it to Native American cultures, um, there's some European cultures that wear skins for spiritual purposes, Druid, and I'm sorry if I'm incorrect with Druids, um, or anything where you can even show them research so that this is your spiritual practice and this is where it comes from. Um, Usually, if you can accomplish this, they will allow you to wear the tails in school. And once you have your school administration supporting you, then dealing with bullying becomes a lot easier because at that point, when you are suffering from verbal or even physical harassment, reporting it doesn't go so overlooked like it does in many cases when the school doesn't support you. Um, I found that in my school in high school, in 12th grade, the school supported me, and when there was bullying, which was very rare, thank the goddess, um, they dealt with it rather quickly and promptly, and it was taken care of. However, in the school I had gone to previously, where they didn't support us, bullying was usually allowed towards us. More so, they would look the other way when it happened, or blame us for it. Um, so I do understand in some cases talking to your school, or if you do try talking to your school, it won't work. It's not a 100% guarantee. It all depends on how you word what you're talking about and how far you can get with them. Um, if you can't get your school support, you're going to need to learn how to cope with bullying properly. Um, One thing I advise more than anything is not adding fuel to the fire. Um, so that means when people are approaching you, howling at you, barking, etc., don't freak out and go all crazy and make a huge scene of it. Most of the time, ignoring them is the best thing you can do. And when you decide to go to school wearing a tail, or even go out in public wearing a tail, you can't expect people to automatically just accept it. Um, it is a bit unorthodox, and people respond to those things they don't understand. So if you go in to the situation knowing that it's likely to happen, you come out feeling less upset when it does. Um, it's not fair, but life is never going to be fair like that. Um, on that note, as long as you're not making your situation worse and you're not taking it personally, you should be able to get through it. I know there are times when people do physically come up and try to pull on the tails. In those cases, I would report it for as physical harassment. Um, because under any premises, even if, it's strange or whatnot, physical harassment isn't allowed. So, but starting a fight, etc., isn't really going to help you at the end of the day. Um, I know there's been some cases where people receive bullying from teachers, and that's completely unacceptable. Um, to handle those situations, instead of getting extremely upset and causing a scene in the classroom, which then kind of makes your credibility go down, tell your teacher in a mature fashion again. You always want to handle these situations as maturely as possible, which means not making it as overly dramatic. You don't want to make anything more, I guess, you don't want to blow anything out of proportion with a lot of these things because it just makes the fire way bigger than you ever intended for it to be. So, what you're going to want to do is talk to your teacher and tell them, they are openly insulting your spiritual practice. And if they aren't able to, solve it between you and that teacher, you will take it to the next level and let them know that. Um, if the bullying from your teacher continues, take it to the next level and make sure at every level you go to, make it very clear that your spiritual practice is being insulted. Um, you have in no way done harm to that teacher, verbally or, of course, physically. Um, and that's why you never want to blow these situations out of proportion, because if you retaliate back in a non-mature fashion, cussing, arguing with your teacher, then the teacher can pull that on you and say, well, this individual was extremely rude, etc., and you could just end up getting the tail banned. So that's the biggest thing I can say is sometimes it's a matter of handling the situations thoroughly and maturely. You never want to take these in the wrong direction. Um, but I have found that the first option of talking to your school about it, the administration, and explaining that it's a spiritual practice and it's not because, you think it's cool or fashion, which does fall under costume piece, they usually will allow it. It's all of a matter of how you word it, how you present yourself, and usually things should go over pretty fine. Um, but with that, I'm not really sure what else I could say on the matter. I do apologize if this video was short or a little bit choppy, working on the whole video thing. Um, but if you have any questions or concerns, just comment down there and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. You can also contact us on Tumblr, the Therian Circle on .tumblr.com, and also on Facebook. All you have to do is look us up and you'll find us. It is a closed group, so you will have to request to join, but that's pretty much all you have to do. Then I don't know. I guess that's all for now. Unless you guys want to see my puppy. He's coming. Michigan, come here. Say bye-bye to everybody. Come here. Come here. Bye-bye, everybody.